So let's continue our update on my growth space. So this is the part 2, and this one is my favorite, which is the Cattleya guttata cerulean. And as I mentioned, that it doesn't like that much if it's too strong, the fertilizer, before the roots get into the media. I assume it's because it dries up that fast, and the tip is really sensitive for that. So after it has gone into the media, I'm able to fertilize with full strength, or I could actually just use the strength that I'm using, but then I just flush the surface of the roots, so that way I'm not doing anything bad to these roots. Oh gosh, I actually know how to speak English, but apparently not. The lighting is not the ideal, but as you can see, it's growing its 2-leaf pair here. It has pushed itself out from there. It's supposed to have been this tall, so I think it didn't like that much of the repotting I did. So maybe next time the next growth is going to be taller, but I'm happy with it. It's growing, it's doing okay, it's growing new roots, so I'm not complaining, especially because guttata is really difficult orchid to grow. With this one I did as Paula suggested. Paula from Hillbilly Orchids, shout out to you. Thank you. So I brought the media all the way up here. It's this one is growing new roots, and that's the Millennium Magic Witchcraft. And I assume there's going to be another growth starting from there, if it's able to. Yeah. And the other side has had growth too. I think these two are growing at some point. There are those kind of nubbins as well, so they'll come afterwards, and I can just bring up the moss here if it needed for the roots at some point. I just fertilized this one, so it's the Teneprosa aurea, and I do believe that we actually have a new growth there at the end of my tip of my finger nail. Okay, now you can see actually better. So yeah, there. So this should with this one I actually did repot about a week ago maybe, and that was just because it was in really old media and it haven't done anything. So I did soft repot and put some I do believe there it is, oyster shells inside of the media, so that way it's as it stays quite moist all the time, so it's not going to be breaking down that badly. So at least that's my theory. Let's see how it goes. And inside here is my Dowena aurea, so let's take a look. So there's some new roots. This is one of the newest growths. It seems to be growing quite well. Others are pushing out as well, the wrong direction, but I'm hoping that the might make it. Sorry about the shakiness. Okay, now it's supposed to be a bit better. So they are turning towards the light, and I'm keeping this inside of the plastic bag again to keep it in moist environment and give this the best possibility to actually bounce back. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but at least there's roots, so that's so good. It resides over there. I just closed it because it has dried up enough, and I'm going to leave it there. Sorry about the flickering light. For some odd reason this is now then this is the next one. So this is basic Teneprosa, and as you can see, it didn't grow roots, but it's growing quite big new growth. So for some odd reason, now that I have put extra Calmac for these seedlings, they are actually growing new growths, and after that they actually grow a new root. So it's really strange what they are doing. I don't know why. I'm not that into. I haven't got that some kind of knowledge about orchids, but that's really weird thing. So they just stopped with the previous new growths, and then they started new growths, and now they are doing the roots. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's how they are reacting to my changes. Yeah, this is quite interesting, I would say, but it's a good way interesting because I'm happy of any new growths and in which has the potential to push out new roots as well. And as we started already with this seedlings, this is the next one. So this is the Endless Summer cross with tall spots, and this is the YNS Green Leopard. So it has already name to it. I haven't seen any roots again, as I mentioned, and there is actually some new eyes poking out somewhere down there as well. So I just have to work with what I got, and I think it's doing the same thing as the other ones, so it's finishing out that growth, and now it's growing new growths, and maybe after this has matured I'm going to see some roots, hopefully. Let's see. Sorry about, by the way, the background noise. It's my aquarium. So Phalaenopsis Sengmin Predator. Oop. It seems to be doing good. As you can see, it's growing. It has new roots, new leaf, and that's about it. This is Phalaenopsis luedemaniana, and there is actually a new flower spike down there. I'm taking my finger off, so it's actually concentrated on the new flower spike. There's still that little cakey, and I do believe if I get this right, it might actually bloom this time. Okay, so this is the Bovringiana red. As mentioned, this was one of those who was quite beaten by the thrips, and it has these three new growths. That is actually has activated itself. So and this one's it just finished with this new growth. As you can see, it could be bigger, but honestly, how much it has suffered, and it actually lost its roots and all. So I'm just quite happy that it's doing new growths, and I can try to bring it back from near extinction. Back there is my Bronze Maiden doing its thing, no issues. This is Phalaenopsis pulchra. I'm unable to actually dark red detach this because it's attached to a root. So, but that's pulchra, and it's one of its flower spike, and it grows and it grows. I'm not sure how long it's going to become. If you think about the size of the plant compared to the flower spike. And here is my Cattleya percivaliana, and it just finished this growth, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, and now it's keeping them a moisture longer than it used to be. So I guess it's now having some sort of breaks. I'm letting it do what it's doing. I don't know what sort of rest thing this is, but it's there. And behind it there is my really bad looking Dowiana. And the two new growths are coming well. So as you can see, there are two new growths, and that's one root which actually burned out because of the fertilizer. I've become much more careful with this one. That new growth which was there, it just ate it, so it's not there anymore. That one eye which was above there, it's not moving, but these two are growing just nicely, and the roots. So I'm perfectly happy for this growth that I'm seeing in my Cattleya dowiana. And this is the regular fall. And back there is the blooms, and this is the primary cross. Ooh, was it Marie cross with the Tetraspis C1? And as you can see, it does this. It grows the whole through and blooms the throughout the whole summer. So it's really nice. No issues. Phalaenopsis, primary cross. So I put this all here, even though it's quite close to my other plants. But at this point, I'm maybe hoping there is nothing wrong with them. But I'm trying to keep them from touching each other's, especially I have this big Paphiopedilum there, angel hair, and I don't want to or cannot move it yet. So I'm hoping for the couple of months, 1 month, these could actually stay here. I have a humidifier next to them. It's not giving much, but it's the thought that counts, right? So this is the, oh, hold on, if I remember. Yeah, BC Morning Glory Carnea. And I have quite chunky mixture. There is I think there was pumice, of course moss, some bark, and then charcoal. I did have 2 Morning Glories, so I separated them, and one is probably going to my friend. And here I have the Tenebrosa. And yeah, it has, yeah, I think 3 directions of growth. So if I do good, I'm able to continue growing it as well as it has been. Let's see. And then there is the Pagavia, and there is 1 direction of growth here, and there is the bloom used to be. And then I think that's the other way. Down there is an eye. And same kind of mixture for all of these. And I do believe there is 2 Pagavias in there. And my friend is, again, interested in it. And this is the Purpurata flammea. I don't feel or see anything in that sheath. So not sure what it's going to do. Anyway, it's already has started 2 new growths, and I'm waiting. Actually, there is in post office my new cover pots. I'm waiting for them. For the time being, I'm doing what I can do. These were huge. I didn't expect them to be this huge, so I don't have a cover pot for these. I actually had to buy new pots as well. Okay, so this one is that Yangkong. It has the sheath, new growth. It's a bit wrinkly. I assume it's trying to grow. So let's see how it's going to bounce back. Hopefully it's going to grow well. I'm waiting for the new roots from there, so it should probably push out some. Oh, and Pagavia, I can separate them because they were too tangled and the roots were in too good condition. So the root ball was really tough. How would I say? It's not tough. It's sturdy. I'm not sure how to describe it to you. Anyway, I didn't want to go too deep in there. I just drench it with alcohol, or it's disinfectant liquid, and rubbing alcohol, that's the word. So yeah, I'm hoping there is no surprises, for example scales or some. Yeah, don't touch that one please. Yeah, let's see if this is going to backfire me, because I usually like to change them or keep them separate because of the nightmare of thrips that I used to have. So I'm really careful with new plants, and also let's see. I'll let you know if there's something else next. Back there is the Maxima. The lowland form, which is supposed to be lighter color blooms. It seems to be okay, a little bit shriveled. I assume it's starting to pick up after the traveling. And for this one, I didn't go that deep into the root ball as well because of the issues with the roots were in so good condition. I judged that it's better to actually take the risk of pest rather than killing it by ripping off the roots, and that's something I don't want to do with that because it's not that common plant, at least in Europe. So this was week 1 update on my order. Let's see if I'm able to take better care for them as before. Let's see. I'll keep you updated, tell you how they are doing, and I think that's about it. This update was done partly during March and partly early April, so it's sort of the second part of the March update, but going a bit towards the April. So let's see how I'm going to title this one. Yes, okay. See you next time. Bye.